Good evening, Palm Bay and Brevard County on a whole. Tonight, we are interviewing uh, Vice Mayor Yvonne Minus, and she's in the studio with me tonight. Good evening, ma'am. How are you doing?
Good evening. How are you, Kevin?
Okay, great, awesome. Thank you so
Mhm.
much. Do you happen to have a light in your studio? I can hardly see your face. I just want to make sure everybody can see you.
Um,
Um, Let me remove it from the camera for a minute so you can get that sorted out. You have right? Go ahead. Yeah, so we're gonna have her sorted out so we can actually get to see her face. She'll let's try it now. All right. Okay, this is the best we can do. Okay, we'll make it work.
yeah.
We'll make it work. All right. Welcome to the platform. As we all know, Ms. Minus serves as the vice mayor for the city of Melbourne. Am I correct?
Yes, you're right.
Okay, awesome. And she was born in the city of Atlanta, Georgia, but I'm going to let her tell us the rest of her story, who she is, what she's about, and why she wants to be a commissioner on the Brevard County Commission platform.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. I really appreciate you allowing me this opportunity. I am, as you stated, the vice mayor for the city of Melbourne from 2023 up to date. I was previously vice mayor also. So this is my second time as being the vice mayor. I am a resident of Melbourne. I've been for over 40 some years, and I am married to a wonderful man, James. We have two wonderful sons. I have one daughter who passed in 2018, and we have two beautiful great granddaughters. So we're very excited about that. I was first appointed to the Melbourne City Council due to the demise of one of the council members at that time in 2014, and by those six council members. And then I was elected in 2016 and re-elected in 2020. So I do have a pretty good experience record on working with the city of Melbourne. I've served on many city boards, including the Brevard County CDBG Board, the Brevard Commission on Aging, the Brevard Homeless Coalition, and several other boards, including the Florida Black Caucus of Local Elected Officials, the Florida League of Cities, and the Space Coast League of Cities. So I do have a vast background of experience, and I am just very eager. I will be termed out in November, and I really enjoy working for citizens, working with citizens. And so, with me being termed out, I decided that I would like to go further and work for the county. So, I look forward to being a county commission for District 3.
Okay, great. And
Mhm.
I'm looking and monitoring my feed, and I see a lot of us are watching us on YouTube, a lot of participation on YouTube, and I'm not getting the accurate count here in the studio. So had to go to the YouTube channel, check that out. So the folks
Oh,
who are on YouTube, I need your help. Smack that like button, that subscription button, share it to your friends. That way the word can get out, the algorithms can work in our favor, and Miss Minus message can go out all across Brevard County. Right, Miss Minus?
yes, absolutely. That is the word. Yes,
That's
get it out.
to get that word out about who she is and why she's running for the seat. Now, Miss Minus did say something that that basically her candidacy is going to be for November. So we're getting started early on her interview, and so yeah, so her position is we're going to vote for her in November, but please, her message starts going out today for her. So ensure that you write down her information at, at the end of the interview. She'll be given an opportunity to share her information with the audience and how they can reach you. You can reach out to her during the upcoming months as different issues surrounding the county. So, Ms.
Yes.
Minus, let's get started. One of your key platforms is repairing and maintaining streets, roads, and sewer systems. Can you share some specific plans you have to improve the infrastructure of Brevard County?
Definitely, and I appreciate that. For too long, our infrastructure has been in dire needs. Our roads, bridges, and our water systems in unincorporated Brevard and our many local municipalities are facing significant challenges. And because of that, we have kicked the can down the road. I think we've kicked it enough where we need to do something about it. I emphatically state that myself and my other fellow Melbourne City Council members, we have taken this on, and we have been paving our streets, resurfacing our roads, and we've seriously made improvements for more miles of paving our city council streets. And so, with that, I would like to take that to escalate that again to working for the county. And if it works for the municipalities, then I believe that we can take it another level and work for on the county level.
And yeah, you guys have been doing a great job maintaining your roads. And I live in the city of Palm Bay, as you know, and I am kind of jealous when I drive down Melbourne.
I think everyone is jealous of Melbourne. Yeah.
So I am kind of jealous. I want to put that out there, but and we may need to take a page out of your guys' book and how you guys get to do it.
We'll
But
do a workshop for you.
uh, there you go. So recent discussions in the community have highlighted the overcapacity issues of sewage plants, particularly with the ongoing development in areas like Port St. John. How do you plan to address these infrastructure challenges to ensure sustainable growth and adequate sewage treatment capacity?
That's also a very good question. Over the past 4 years, the Brevard County Commission has experienced significant, well, the Brevard County, not the Commission, has experienced significant growth. And with that, especially in the south part of the county, and say from Palm Bay down, Palm Bay is growing by leaps and bounds. Everywhere in Palm Bay, there is infrastructure, there is construction of homes being built. And so the last time we dated in February 2022, it met the needs of our residents, and it addresses our infrastructure deficiencies, like our strategic planning, our infrastructure development, and our zoning and land policies. So all of these are definitely part of our growth. And from speaking specifically for District 3, but this includes all of the county. And I'm very excited to work with that growth.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. And I'm gonna kind of fast forward. I want to start talking about some issues that is dear to my heart, things that I've noticed when I watch the commission meetings um, on a monthly basis. The discourse in the commission is not good. I'm not liking how I see the commission is being run. And there, you know, other community members also have texted me and said the same thing. And so in recent discussions, there have been concerns about the tone and the manner in which the chairman of the county commission addresses people during meetings. That's a concern of mine. Some feel that the discourse in the chambers could be more respectful and inclusive. As a candidate for county commission, do you have a plan to foster a more respectful and productive uh, atmosphere during the chamber meetings?
Okay, definitely. If I'm not in the meeting, then I sit here at home and watch it. Definitely, there have been issues, but I also think this is twofold. You can only kick a person so many times until they are going to scream, or you're going to kick that dog enough where he's going to bite back. I do know, and I've witnessed previously that the county chair, the commission chair, has been very patient with a lot of residents who come before the podium. But I've noticed of late where he's been challenged quite a bit, and even some of the commissioners have been attacked. So as I stated, you can only kick some person so many times where they're going to speak back. I definitely do not condone any kind of illicit activity. But we should, as county commissioners, maintain our decorum, maintain our attitude and everything at all times. But like I stated, you can only kick a person so many times. I can relate to the many issues that we've had in the city of Melbourne, where we've had residents to come and attack us, and we've come up made some ordinance changes where you will be respectful at all times. If not, you will be removed from the chamber. So I can understand that on both sides, but definitely we must maintain our decorum at all times. We are above all of that.
Okay, thank you for your response. Uh, Term limits. Let's talk about term limits for a second. And audience, I see the questions are coming in, and I will be taking your questions here shortly. Term limits. Do you think term limits is warranted, and how do you plan to ensure continuity and stability in the county's governance?
Definitely, I do support term limits. Matter of fact, the city of Melbourne, we had a first reading Tuesday night about increasing our term limits, and I do not support that. For various reasons. One being, you can have one or two or several on council who are not adequate, or they are not doing the part as a city council member. So I don't understand why you would want to have to give that person another 4 years or a third term, a possible chance at a third time, to not do anything, just to sit there, and for the sake of buddyhood, if you will. For the county commission, I definitely agree with the two-term limits, and I hope that we can continue that. But again, back to Melbourne, we will have a second reading, and it will go to, if it passes, then it will be on a referendum for the city of Melbourne residents to say yay or nay on whether they want us to have an additional 4-year term, which would mean it would be 3 4-year terms. That's 12 years versus the 2 terms or the 8 years that we have now.
Okay, audience, don't forget, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe button if you're on YouTube, hit the like button on Facebook. Let's get the word out. Let's increase this count tonight to get her message out. Um, Growth in Brevard County has been an all-time high. If you come in Palm Bay, I think Palm Bay, the Stockton, as of last week, we're at 140, I think of 141,000 residents, if I'm not mistaken, in the city. We are rapidly growing. So, what strategies do you plan to propose to ensure that the infrastructure keep pace with the development of our area?
This yeah, Palm Bay, the roads are many of them are very in dire needs, dire straits, and with it fastly growing as it is, it's kind of hard to keep up with the infrastructure. However, I do believe that hopefully they will not increase their taxes. I do believe there are other ways that they can increase their revenue to take care of their roadways. Also, they to take care of the lighting in Palm Bay. You know, it is also very dangerous at several major intersections where the lighting is very poor. So the lighting and the infrastructure definitely needs a lot of work in Palm Bay.
I'm glad you recognize that. Yeah, the lighting is very poor in some areas, and make me not want to drive at night sometimes because of the areas that I have to function.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like no, I'm not driving that area.
Yes.
They find a different route, that kind of thing. All right.
Yes.
Sewage capacity. Sewage capacity. Recent discussions in the community have highlighted the overcapacity issues of sewage plants, particularly with the ongoing development in areas like Port St. John. How do you plan to address these infrastructure challenges to ensure sustainable growth and adequate sewage treatment capacity for Brevard County?
You said for Port St. John.
Yes, like Port St. John. The ongoing development in that's going on in Port St. John area.
Mhm.
How do we manage the sewage capacity?
That I don't know that much about Port St. John, but I do know it is also growing, not as fast as Palm Bay and West Melbourne, but I do know that they too can have infrastructure issues.
Mhm.
But with that coming before the county commission and working with the residents there, I would definitely love to sit and listen to those residents, have a town hall meeting, and whatever is brought to me, then I can take it and address it to the county commission. So, but I haven't heard a lot about it, but definitely I have an open door policy. Even now, my phone rings all the time. So I would definitely love to have a town hall meeting with those residents and the surrounding areas to make sure that their voice is heard.
Awesome. Impact fees, Miss Minus. It's a torn in our,
Oh,
in our ears.
oh,
We hear it every day. Residents talk about it, right? So I listened to the latest Brevard County Commission meeting, and it was mentioned that the cost of upgrading sewage plants had significantly increased, and there's a need for federal and state funding. How do you propose to address these funding gaps, and what role should impact fees play in ensuring that new developments continue their fair share, contribute their
oh,
fair share, I should say?
okay, that's a loaded question. When you said impact fees, that's definitely loaded. But it's my understanding that the county has not increased their impact fees in several years, and I believe that we should have a comprehensive review of the increasing them if necessary, by increasing our impact fees for the municipalities. They can also help offset the cost for of our increased demand for our public services, such as our roads, schools, and our parks that result from new development. Again, back to Palm Bay, I can just see another high school being built in off of St. Heritage John Parkway, or in on South Babcock in that development. So definitely impact fees may be very necessary in the future, and hopefully that we can bring it to our commission meeting and discuss that. So I definitely it would promote more sustainable growth patterns, but definitely we want to entertain that at the commission level.
Okay, let's take a see the question from the audience, I should say. Mr. Davis says, Yvonne, thank you for your years of service to Melbourne. One of your project was building a relationship between the community and law enforcement. Will you continue with the commissioners and sheriff? And he says, miss you.
Oh, oh, thank you, my dear friend Dell Davis. I wonder where you've been. It's good to hear from you. Definitely, the relationship with the community and the law enforcement is paramount for me, and I would definitely support 110% the law enforcement and our community. Definitely, I've always had a great relationship also with the sheriff, and I hope that will continue. the sheriff, and I, like I said, have a great relationship. So I look forward to continuing that relationship. I'm very excited about that.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. And Mr. Davis, hopefully she answered your question, but you'll let me know in the comments.
Yeah, if I didn't, please let me know.
Right. There was a debate on whether residents should have more say in deciding on the, the local infrastructure projects through referendums. How do you plan to involve the community in the decision-making process for significant projects like road paving and other public works?
How would I get? Would you repeat that again? How would I do what now?
How do you plan to involve the community in decision-making process for significant projects like road paving and other public works?
Definitely. As I've stated before, I tend listen intently to the community, and on any major projects or any programs that we have, then I would definitely have a workshop, have a town hall meeting, as we've done before with some events that's going on in the city of Melbourne, where FDOT want to narrow the US one from Crane Creek to Miles, and that is a main thoroughfare. A lot of people trying to get to the major organizations in South Melbourne, and so we've had community meetings, and I would definitely do the same for our infrastructure and roadways to make sure that their voice is heard. And I do listen, like I said, intently, and I take that information back. As I've done on the campaign trail, I've been to several communities already and listened to them, and I've taken information back. I've gotten more information, and then it's like, okay, this is what I heard, this is what I know. And so I listen to them and I get that information back to them.
So thank you so much for that. Now let's talk about the the other issue that is always coming up for Brevard County, and that's the Indian River Lagoon. Referendum to ask voters to renew the half-cent sales tax in the Indian River Lagoon. This tax infrastructure sales surtax funds stormwater, septic system upgrades, public education, etc. Health and provides that the tax subsidizes local government infrastructure. Given the importance and the controversy of this issue, what's your stance on renewing this sales tax?
That is a tax to sustain our Indian River residents, and would definitely hear them and take of raising or adding any taxes to our residents. It's hard enough as it is our lives as is, and then try to put another tax on them is pretty troubling to me. But I definitely would not.
Okay. So then let me do a follow-up. Let me ask you this question. It's currently in place. There has been significant debate about the effectiveness in businesses to the area and creating jobs. Given the mixed results and the concerns about the unfulfilled job promises, what is their position on continuing or modifying this program?
Okay, definitely. The ad valorem tax is definitely very much needed. I can say for the city of Melbourne that it is very instrumental in our sustainability, and for the county, I believe it is also very important to have it. But to maintain it as is, I'm definitely looking forward to the growth and our economic values in the county. But to increase or have an ad valorem tax increase is definitely not one of my favorite things to do. So I definitely would not be in support of that.
Okay.
But I'm willing to listen. I definitely I would listen 110%.
Okay. Ms. Yvonne, are you in favor of asking me a question off the cuff? Are you in favor of having public forums on a regular basis with with the community, bringing them into a hall and just listening to their concerns? Because that's something that I don't see often done by our current individuals that are sitting on the dais for the county commission. Or is that something you're in favor of?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I definitely am in total support of that. I love to sit and just listen to the residents as I've done already, in canvassing and talking to certain communities. But definitely, I think that is very much needed for have our representatives, the ones who put you in the seat, for you to come and listen to them versus them having to call your office and they may or may not get you. But I would definitely welcome a quarterly meeting for those residents, for that neighborhood association, for that HOA, or
Or
any.
it could be a general cry like, listen, District 3 residents come to Bayside High School auditorium this night. I would like to hear your concerns on these issues or whatever issues that you may have, and you sit with them for an hour. Uh, that's something I've tried to encourage in the past when I started these interviews back in 2020. And, like Kenny Johnson, I see he adopted it and he did it for a little bit. And then COVID and all that mess happened. So, but, but those are the kind of things that I would like to see, or individuals that sit on the various dioceses embrace, because many times you see folks on social media crying out like, this is affecting them. Trash pickup is not going the way it's supposed to, or those kind of issues. And but yet it's like, we know many of our individuals that sit on the dais, they're not usually perusing social media often, but there may be, a way for you to embrace them by saying, come to this particular location on this particular night so we can hear your voice. Just an idea. I'm just throwing that out there.
That's
Um,
I'm sorry. That is awesome. Definitely, I will adopt that. But as a matter of fact, that is part of my platform to do that, to have a forum, a District 3 forum. I can't step on any other district's toes, but for District 3, I would definitely have a forum. And like I said, it could be quarterly or it could, however long they need it. If it's needed more
yeah,
often, then I would entertain that. But definitely, it is very much needed, and I will adopt that. I can assure you, I will adopt that.
thank you. I'm counting on you. I am counting on you. I
Take
was
that to the bank. Yes, sir.
I hear that. Okay, great. You hear that, audience? Okay, all right. So let's keep going. Again, we have a line here that, folks, if you like to call in and voice support for her, or you have a question for her, you can call into this number 321-999-4559, and that's how you would be able to dial in. And let's keep moving. Let's talk about small businesses. There was also a discussion about small businesses versus larger corporations in economic development programs. How would you ensure that small businesses receive adequate support and are not overshadowed by larger entities in economic development initiatives?
That's a very good question. Definitely, I've noticed being for the city of Melbourne that we have a lot of organizations or companies that won't say overshadow, but and they don't. It's not they're getting a preference, but they're much larger and they are getting a fair share, a lion's share of what's going on. Um, I remember during the COVID 19, there were small businesses that needed funding, but yet they did not qualify, and that was very troubling. But definitely, we would have to do something to make sure that they are also have a lion's share at the table as well. I can't say exactly what that is, but definitely to study that more. I do agree that they should have a larger seat at the table.
Thank you. Thank you for that answer. Let's talk about the firefighters. You know the issue with the firefighters with the county.
Mhm.
Um, I am very I'm not happy at how our firefighters from the county level are being treated as a citizen. I'm talking from a citizen, not
Mhm.
a host for this program. I've seen the stories and I've heard the horror stories of them only getting like $15 an hour for EMTs and that kind of thing. I mean, that's pretty much like what the folks at Chick-fil-A get paid.
Mhm.
But these people are running into the lion's den. They're seeing horrible situations. I've seen a mother who came to the podium recently during a commission meeting and spoke about her daughter rushing into a scene and pretty much seeing brain, you know, matter all over the roadway and those kind of things. And those are the kind of things she has to come home and talk to her family about the horror stuff that she's saying, but yet she's only getting $15 an hour. So what are we going to do about our firefighters and EMTs? How are we going to be able to ensure that we pay them sufficiently as we should? What plans would you put in place to make sure that happen?
Okay, our public safety is paramount. It is very important, and we need to ensure that those who protect and serve us daily, uh, 312s or 412s or whatever their hours are, that we need to ensure that they are taken care of, and more than the $15 an hour. It's very troubling that with them doing as much as they do for us to save our lives and all, and that's all that they're getting. That's very troubling. But we need to increase that. I'm a very strong advocate for our safety, and also to increase their pay. It is paramount that we increase their pay. Um, we have a 3% charter cap, and sometimes that's an issue. It is an issue, and so we need to do something about that. There would be additional funding to ensure that our firefighters, our EMTs, and the others are paid properly with adequate funding. Now, there's a provision that allows the county commissioners to break that 3% cap if a critical need is presented. In my opinion, this is a critical need, and that cap needs to be broken. So either way, um, we as a county need to come up with creative ways to ensure that our firefighters, EMTs, and the others are adequately cared for. I am a strong proponent for our Melbourne firefighters, EMTs, and paramedics. I've supported them 110%, and that has not changed. It doesn't matter where you are, if you're a firefighter, whatever, I am definitely supporting you 110%. They need to be taken care of better than what we're doing now,
Okay.
in my opinion.
I love your answer. There's been some discussions about adjusting the millage rate um, to better fund public safety and other critical issues. So that's playing along with your answer. How do you plan to balance the need for additional funding with the potential tax burden on residents?
That right now, I think it was in 2024 when the aggregate gate was 4.43 for every thousand of taxable value in our 2024 budget. I'm saying that to say that I'm a firm believer that we can balance the budget and not increase taxes. Truth be told, we have operated this long without increasing with the 3% charter cap. So I think that we can maintain that, which sometimes is an issue. It's the same as your budget at home. There's that cap, but you do what you have to do, and we ultimately manage to continue to do good and have great services for our residents. I'm not in support. I am not. I am not in support of the millage increase, and we have not done it before. And so, and for on the Melbourne City Council, we have not done it, and we've done great. And I believe that we can do the same thing for Brevard County.
Okay, great. Um, no, I'm not going to ask you that. I was going to ask you to opine on the recent decision on former Commissioner Lober's situation, but let's leave that one alone.
Yeah,
Have you been following that one? Have you been following it though?
pardon me. Yes, I have.
Okay.
It's very unfortunate,
Yeah.
but yes, I have.
Okay. All right. Let's keep going. We talk about term limits. We already talked about supportive firefighters. Dale has another question. Let's put that one up there. Yvonne, I know you've been surfing on the TPO. I too serve as Palm Bay's TPO CAC representative. I spoke with John Denhoff to add a third exit off I-95. What would you do with D3 LOGT? Question mark.
Okay. I'm on 95 a lot, Dale, and definitely it is time to get that exit done. It has been far too long. You can go west, but you can't go east, and definitely that is one of my projects, if you will, to get that exit off of I-95. It is very much needed. The traffic in South County is terrible, and that exit is very much needed. So that would be one of my main projects to get that done. And please hold me to it, hold my feet to the fire on that, because I can assure you that I will be working on that, Dale.
Okay, you heard a response, and thanks for clarifying what LOGT is because I didn't know what it was. To me, for local option gas tax. Thanks
Yeah.
for that explanation, Dale. Tourist tax for lifeguards. Do you think that's something that's needed? It's been talked about on the Dias Commission level. Um, there has been a couple of recent deaths, drowning deaths, in areas like Panama City Beach. And now some in our community are wondering if a tourist tax could pay for lifeguards. Where do you stand on this proposal?
Tourist tax for lifeguards.
Yeah.
I don't see where we need a tourist tax for lifeguards. I tell you, we do need lifeguards. The lifeguards are county, and I believe that our lifeguards should be supported by our county, and making sure that they're taken care of. Yes, there are very unfortunate accidents, but I do believe that we can take care of our lifeguards in our county. I feel very strongly about that.
Have you been following the recent comments from the dais? There is, not calling any names, there's individuals who wants the cities that have a lot of tourists to chip in their fair share for the lifeguards. What are you? Have you? I don't know if you've been following that discussion. Can you opine? Can you say where you are with that? Your thought?
That I can say I can definitely understand their rationale behind that, but those are county employees. Now, if they want to work with or partner with that municipality, excuse me, then I think it is very good that we can. But I don't think it should be a mandate for that municipality to pay for the taxes for lifeguards when they are county employees. So that's like me asking you to come and put gas in my car, and it's not your car. So I would definitely want to support I and 110% support our lifeguards. But the lifeguards are members of the county, and the county should be responsible for it, in my opinion.
Okay. Great answer. Thank you so much for your answers tonight. I think we exhausted a lot of questions tonight. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything before I let you off the hook. Um, I think we did talk about a lot of different things, and I am going to hold your feet to the fire. I want to see those public forums. I think it's something that every municipality, every city, every town should embrace. Every so often, just have a breakout forum where you have the residents come in and dialogue with you, and it's not going to be limited to 3 minutes of speech in front of you every meeting. It's something where the individual sitting on the desk can actually hear the concerns of the residents. I think it's much needed because those 3 minutes, they may seem long, but it's not, those 3 minutes,
It's not, yeah.
it's not long.
Right.
Now you have a lot to say. I mean, if you're sitting on the dais and you're representing us, I think you should be have the ability to sit for an hour and just listen to the concerns of the residents. And that's my thought process on that.
Yeah.
So I am going to be holding your feet to the fire. So
Great.
when where that is concerned, and you can use my platform too to announce when those things are going to happen, and I'll be happy to support your initiatives. So
Awesome.
Ms. Yvonne, thanks for being here tonight. Audience, thanks for your participation by watching. I do have another interview at 8 o'clock in 8 minutes. So
Okay.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow Ms. Yvonne to go ahead and do her closing remarks. Keep in mind that she will be on the ballot in November.
Mhm.
So you will need to remember this interview for November, and the interview will be on our um, different media outlets. That was YouTube and Facebook. So you can always go back and watch it to get refresher on her answers. And I'm sure she's going to tell us how to reach out to her in case you have additional questions as well. So the platform is yours. I'm going to remove myself. Let me take this off of the screen. And you have 5 minutes. Go ahead and tell them why they should vote for you and how they can contact you.
Well, I thank you. I thank you very much, Kevin, and to the audiences. I really appreciate you being here and your time to come and listen to me and listen to my input and listen to my platforms on how I stand and what I stand for and what I will stand for. It's definitely my honor to be a representative for on the city of Melbourne City Council as a vice mayor and some of the great representatives there on our council with our mayor and our 6 council members. I have been on the city council for 9 years. I look forward to being your representative for the Brevard County Commission, District 3. I am definitely very well qualified. You can visit my website at www.yvonne-.com, www.yvonne-.com, or you can email me at 321-591-7054, 321-591-7054. As Mr. Kevin had stated, I am definitely eager and excited to work and have a town hall meeting for District 3 residents. I am here to listen intently to you and your questions, and I will give an opinion and also a resolution if need be. But again, I thank you for this opportunity. I look forward to your vote for Yvonne Minus for District 3 Brevard County Commission. Thank you very much. And Mr. Kevin, I thank you for this opportunity again.
No problem, and thank you. And you're welcome back in October as we get close to the election. You can come back for half an hour or whatever allotted time you may want to kind of refresh the audience of why they should vote for you, so they don't lose sight of that. So yeah, as we get closer to the elections in November, you definitely are will be invited back to come and share your message again with the audience.
I
Um,
thank you very much.
yeah, great, great. So, audience, thank you again for your participation. I do have another interview that's coming up here in 5 minutes, and that is for a mayoral candidate for the city of Palm Bay. Stay tuned for that. You can join me at Palm Bay Live, facebook.com// Palm Bay Live, or youtube.com/ Palm Bay Live, and that's the where you can join me at. And I'm trying to increase my account on my YouTube page, and this is the only way I can get paid. YouTube is the only one that can pay me. So if you can do me a favor, go here and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and start watching these videos. That will help me out a great deal because I'm the only platform that doesn't charge these guests to appear on my platform. I don't run commercials like that. Everything I do is from the bottom of my heart. So any little token of appreciation will be definitely be helpful for me to continue this message. Have a great day, Palm Bay. See you in 5 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you.